What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out some of my battles recently in the Great League. I know I have been away for quite a while, and I do apologize. I took some time off, spent some time with the family, and we are back at it now with the Great League. Now, tomorrow the Halloween Cup as well is going to be dropping, so we'll have a video guide on that for you all tomorrow. But these are just some of my battles from this last week, so I hope you guys enjoy. It is in Empoleon, Alolan Ninetales, Amandabuzz, a very strong team that I've used in a lot of previous seasons, and it still does very well. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Empoleon on the lead versus Malamar. Now this is a very tough matchup for us because Malamar does have access to superpower, so I gotta be very concerned about that. So what I'm gonna look to do here is go for a Hydro Cannon and then try to catch the charge move on Amandabuzz. That's basically gonna be my only play. And we do get a shield right there, so I'm going to go ahead and swap right now, and we do catch the charge move. This is fantastic. They're most likely building up to 2 superpowers, and we do catch a foul play, which is even better. It would have been neutral if it was superpower, but we do see a Drapion now come in. We have shield advantage right here, and I'm not too worried about taking switch advantage because shield advantage with Empoleon and Alolan Ninetales is always very nice. Plus, I don't want to shield an Aqua Tail if that's what they're throwing, right? They could have Aqua Tail Crunch, and shielding an Aqua Tail would have been very devastating. So we're just going to go ahead and go for Aerial Aces right here. Does neutral damage in the matchup, can really chip away here at the Drapion. And hopefully we can get a second shield potentially without having to give up a shield ourselves. So hopefully I get to this Aerial Ace. We don't get to it in time. So I believe I still decide not to shield right here. We do survive, barely, and we are able to get the Aerial Ace as well. I'm really hoping this does get a shield from them. That way I can farm down with Empoleon, but they let it go. So I'm going to go ahead and swap and just keep that Mandabuzz there as a sack swap later on. Considering Malamar already used one of its charge moves, if I just safely double shield right here, I should be able to farm down. It is going to be a foul play as well, so we should be able to just fully farm down. Again, they shouldn't be able to get to 3 charge moves with the energy they do have by the time our waterfalls take them out, and sure enough, that was a superpower right there. So we do see an Empoleon now come into the mirror. This game isn't over, but we have so much loaded energy on our own Empoleon that we should do quite a bit of damage in this matchup, and we go ahead and get to the next one in time as well. Now we still have Mandabuzz again for a sacrificial swap if we need it. That is why I decided to keep it right there. And if we brought out a fighter, I tried to catch the charge move here as well. If we brought out a fighter, we should have been okay because of Alolan Ninetales with Charm, right? Because all they would have had left is Malamar and the fighter. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Alolan Ninetales. Shields are down, so I'm going to look to sack swap right here on what I think is the charge move. But they held it, which is very unfortunate for us. But they don't have enough for 2, right? It wasn't 10 waterfalls right here. I believe it was only 6 or 7. So we should be able to Charm down right here. And because Malamar is part Dark typing, Charm destroys it. And Alolan Ninetales is going to clean it up nicely for us right there in game 1. So a good point of that game was catching that charge move there at the beginning on the Mandabuzz. So we got Empoleon versus Dragonite now. Another pretty good matchup. Empoleon in Great League is very nice because of its typing for its resistances and its covers to a lot of the common Pokemon we see. Now they do swap out on the charge move into Defense Form Deoxys here to catch the Drill Peck, which is a nice catch on the charge move, but we have a Mandabuzz to answer in kind. Mandabuzz does need to look out for the Rock Slide and Thunderbolt that we will be seeing in this matchup. There's no way they wouldn't have one of the moves, right? Defense Form Deoxys only has Psycho Boost, Rock Slide, and Thunderbolt, so you're guaranteed to be getting hit with super effective damage. But what's great about Mandabuzz is you don't necessarily have to shield the first one. As you can see, those Thunderbolts do a decent amount of damage, but we should be able to fully farm down after I throw this if they decide to shield. So we're going to go ahead and just throw this foul play. They decide not to shield, which is fine by me. We are going to see an Obstagoon now come in. So you guys already see this is basically game over. We have a Alolan Ninetales with Charm in the back with a Dragonite and an Obstagoon. The only thing we need to really worry about right here is going to be a Gunk Shot. So we're going to go ahead and swap straight into the Alolan Ninetales and Charm down. Now this Obstagoon has built up quite a bit of energy, so I do need to watch out for the Gunk Shot. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the first one. It is going to be a Night Slash, which is fine. And we should be able to Charm down now because they don't have enough energy for a one-shot Gunk Shot. So we'll let this Night Slash go through for resisted damage, and then we will Charm down the Dragonite as well, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. Alolan Ninetales doing a lot of great back-end sweeping right here for me. So we got Empoleon on the lead versus Froslass. This is pretty good lead for us. And we do see them swap into Medicham. So Alolan Ninetales is just going to come in and rip this thing apart. That's what's great about Charm is we see a lot of Sableyes, a lot of Medichams, a lot of Scrafties, a lot of Altarias. Alolan Ninetales tears through them all. And we just go ahead and safely shield once because we should be getting shields back versus whatever comes in, hopefully. So let's see what they decide to bring in. It is going to be a Shadow Victory Bell, so things are actually looking very good for us. We're just going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball right here. This is obviously going to be getting a shield from our opponent, and I'm really hopeful I can get to a second one potentially in time. Nope, we go down just as we had the charge move, which is unfortunate, but we do have a Mandibuzz right here, an absolute wall to a Shadow Victory Bell, and a very good cover to Froslass because of the foul plays that we have for super effective damage. So we're going to no shield right there, and they do decide to swap into Froslass, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the foul play. Swap into Empoleon right here because they did decide to let the charge move go through, and we should be able to farm down. We can survive one Shadow Ball. It's going to be close, but we can survive it, so we're just going to go ahead and let this go through. Farm down, have our Dropek locked and loaded for the Shadow Victory Bell, while also not giving it the ability to farm us down for energy. So we go for the Dropek right here. Farm us down for a lot of energy, if that made sense, right? If we shielded, it could tear through us and get a lot of energy, but we do get the shield. And then our Mandibuzz right here is going to be able to get to the Aerial Ace in time. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played. All right, moving into this next one. We have Empoleon on the lead versus Altaria. This is a tough lead to face off against. So what I personally like to do is stay in this and throw one Dropek just to chunk the health. And also soak a charge move here on Empoleon. Because of our steel typing, we can resist the Sky Attack, the Dragon Pulse, and the Moon Blast. So we will be letting this go through. It's not going to take us out. It's still going to do a good chunk of damage because this is the Great League. But we can swap now into Mandibuzz and get ahead on energy. Now we have to read what they're going to decide to do. And it looks like they're deciding to stay in, which means whatever's in the back is going to be weak to Mandibuzz right here, which means we might have some play with a Alolan Ninetales sweep. Also, we're reading the energy that they're building up, and this was quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and shield. I don't want to get hit with a Moon Blast here from Altaria, which is that Community Day move. And sure enough, it was. So we successfully shielded that. Now we're going to throw the next foul play here. Before they get to a Sky Attack, I want to maintain quite a bit of health, especially if they are weak in the back to Mandibuzz, but they let it go through. And we do see a Ferrothorn now come in. So this is kind of tough. I could read that. Firstly, there might be a Bastiodon in the back or a Galarian Stunfisk based on the Ferrothorn here. But then again, if there was, it would have come into Mandibuzz right away, right? So I got to be critically thinking as I'm throwing these foul plays out. And my thought is there might be a Sableye or a Fighter in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and sack swap my Empoleon to catch the charge move. Hopefully it's a Thunder. It's going to be a Power Whip. Same difference. I wanted to soak energy there on Empoleon because I'm reading it's either a Sableye or a Fighter, which means I need to chip down this Ferrothorn as much as possible so that Alolan Ninetales can sweep, right? Because if they had a counter, they would have brought it into the Mandibuzz here. So this tells me that they probably don't, which means Alolan Ninetales should be doing pretty good because, again, there wouldn't be a Bastion on Galarian Stunfisk in the back. Thankfully, they didn't shield anything, which is perfectly fine by me. And we will see that a Scrafty does decide to come in. So this is beautiful for us. We're going to go ahead and throw the Aerial Ace. This is going to force a shield from them. And then we're going to swap into that Alolan Ninetales and take this game right here with Charm because of the Dark Fighting typing. So good game to my opponent right there. But that's what, critical thinking when it comes to the opponent's team and what they decide to do can be very beneficial. All right, so we got Talonflame on the lead here. Good lead for us. And we see a swap into Shadow Hypno. So the Mandibuzz is going to come right into this. Yes, we need to look out for Thunder Punches, but Mandibuzz is so bulky and defensive that we can honestly tank a few right here. Plus, we're resisting Confusions as well, which is always nice. So we let the first Thunder Punch go through. As you guys can see, they're going to have to throw like 3 of them to take us out, really. So we can overload a bit on energy. That way we can firstly win switch, and they decide to let it go, which is fine by me. So I'm going to go ahead. And I don't think I'm going to commit to the full farm down because I think they'll be able to get to another Thunder Punch in time. But I'm going to try to time it as best as I can to have as much energy. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the foul play here. We have one locked and loaded. And we might be able to get to a second one before Talonflame farms us down. So we do see the Talonflame come back in, so we are able to get this foul play off, and I think we're going to have enough health here to get off one more. That way we potentially get a shield as well, which would be very nice. So we do get to the foul play in time. This should be definitely forcing a shield from our opponent. Otherwise, one waterfall is basically going to take it out. And we do get a shield right there. So this is good that we got shield advantage, but Talonflame is locked and loaded, and it can rip through our team if we decide not to shield, right? We take neutral, so I'm going to go ahead and no-shield the first one, because the next flame charges are going to be hurting, but they swap into Azumarill right here, so we're going to go ahead and come with the Alolan Ninetales. When it comes to that Talonflame, if it does the first flame charge, the ones later are going to be doing more and more damage, so that's why I was saving the shields for the other ones if decided to try to go for a back-to-back, right? Now we no-shield the Hydro Pump right there. I'm reading that in this game, it's going to be up to Empoleon really to close it out for me, so I need to give it 2 shields. And we're going to go ahead and throw a Psyshock, hoping to land it, which we do, which means Waterfall should be enough. And I decided to let them go in one more bubble so that I was lower health for the Talonflame to take us out, basically. Now Empoleon, 2 shields. I'll go ahead and double shield, but you guys can see these waterfalls are doing a lot of damage. They won't have enough energy really to get to 3 flame charges in time by the time I can get these 2 waterfalls off. So that is going to be a good game, very well played to my opponent. Alright, moving into this next battle here. We have Empoleon on the lead versus Altaria again. So I'm going to kind of play this the same. I'm going to build up to that Drill Peck, do some nice chip damage, because Altaria is going to need to be taken down as a team effort, really. I can't really successfully align Alolan Ninetales to Altaria, so I need to chip it where I can, and then we're just going to swap into the Mandibuzz here after this Sky Attack, obviously, so that Altaria's energy drained. We soak it for resisted here on Empoleon with the Steel typing. We're going to go ahead and swap out, go into Mandibuzz, and we'll have to see what they decide to do. They're again deciding not to swap out. A lot of the times you guys will see Galarian, Stunfisk, and Azumarills in the back. In that case, you just want to do your best to chip it down, come back in with Empoleon, and load up on energy. We know we decided to shield right there. It was a bit quick, but I decided to shield anyways because, again, they're staying in and they're shielding as well. So this tells me whatever's in the back might be very weak to Mandibuzz. I'm going to guess, again, another fighter or a Sableye lurking back there and something for neutral. And they double shielded as well, so I'm like, alright. Mandibuzz is obviously a big threat to their backline, so I'm hoping it's not a Alolan Marowak back there. But we're going to go ahead and let this go through because I should be able to get to a foul play in time and take it out. We also have a decent amount of energy as well, that unless a Charmer comes in or a Bastiodon, we should be able to get to the charge move. And we farm down right here with Snarl. So we have a charge move locked and loaded, and it's going to be Lickitung in the back. So that is going to be nice for us. Now what I'm going to do is again save my Mandibuzz for a sack swap, and I'm going to go into Alolan Ninetales now and start ripping apart because I'm reading that there might actually be a Scrafty in the back, and I didn't want I could have let Mandibuzz go down and come in with Empoleon, but honestly the Lickitung with the Power Whip would have taken us out, and I should be able to take it out right here with a Weather Ball, and then hopefully whatever's in the back we can just charm down. Now sadly it's not enough to take it out, which means they do get to another charge move. That is very, very unfortunate for us. So we do see that it's actually going to be a Whiscash in the back. Now I do get to another Weather Ball in time, but this is definitely looking very, very risky right here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Weather Ball. Hopefully I do as much charm damage as I can. I'm going to try to catch the charge move on Mandibuzz, but my charm wasn't done in time. That would have been great if I could have caught it. And now what I'm guessing is they're not going to throw the Mud Bomb right away. So I'm going to come in with Empoleon, then swap to Mandibuzz, but they threw it right away. I'm like, ah. So sometimes players will want to make sure, especially since I kept Mandibuzz alive, that I actually come in with the correct Pokemon. So I was hoping, and hopefully we get to the foul play, we don't get to it in time. I was hoping that they would have done one fast move, and then I would have swapped to catch it, but they threw it blindly right away. So kudos on them for catching the Empoleon right there. But hey, good game, very well played. Alright, moving to this next one. We have Empoleon on the lead versus Mawile. Alright, so this is going to be kind of tough. Waterfalls are going to rip this thing apart, but Fire Fang and Power Up Punch really hurts as well. So we're going to go ahead and no-shield this right here. I know it's going to be a Power Up Punch. I know it's going to hurt, but I want to give myself shield advantage with this Hydro Cannon. But it was a fake CMP tie or whatever this was. I thought I clicked on Hydro Cannon at the same time. So now I got to come in with the Alolan Ninetales and just rip this thing apart. Now what's great about Shadow Mawile is it's not extremely bulky, so even though it is relatively low, our Weather Balls here with resisted damage when it comes back in is going to be doing pretty decent. We're also going to shield on the Alolan Ninetales, just tear apart this Azumarill right here. And I think I decide to no-shield this one right here. Yeah, I decided to no-shield. It's not going to take us out. The Play Rough still does neutral damage, but we can survive. And I'm just going to fully Charm down. And like I said, when Mawile comes back into this, even though it is part steel typing, these Weather Balls are going to hurt. It's extremely low, so we should be getting shields back. So there's the first shield. We have another one ready to go. So this might get the second shield. Otherwise, if they let it go, I think one Waterfall might be able to take it out. So they decide to let it go, and I'm going to go ahead and swap into Mandibuzz, and they swap into Tropius. So this is an Razor Leaf Tropius at that. So this is a good game. They did a blind swap right there. Granted, even if they stayed in with the Mawile, we would have gotten off the charge moves and could have taken out the Tropius in the back as well. But thankfully, we had a nice answer for their team right here. So this Tropius is basically going to do its best to shred apart Mandibuzz here, but we're just going to tear it apart with these Aerial Aces. It's going to take a little while because Tropius is very bulky. As you can see, it's a flying dinosaur with leaves for wings, right? How is it not bulky if it has that, right? So we're going to go ahead, throw these Aerial Aces right here. This should get a shield as well. Yeah, they decided to shield it, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead, and I think I decided to no shield right here. My win con here is with Empoleon. It's got quite a bit of health, and we do see a swap, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into the Empoleon and farm down. Now they decide to throw the charge move right here, so I'm going to go ahead and let this go. It is going to be the power-up punch, but we survive it, and the Waterfall went through as they were throwing the charge move. And then we can just go for the Aerial Ace right here on the Mandibuzz to close this game out nicely. So GG's to my opponent right there. Had some good answers for the back line, as you guys saw with Alolan Ninetales and Mandibuzz. All right. That was the final battle. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This team has been a lot of fun. I've used it in multiple seasons. I think season 7, 8, and now 9. So this is 3 seasons running of using this team. It's spicy yet fun and very consistent against the meta we see in Great League. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.